today's video, I'm going to be doing a deep dive into Google Tag Manager for marketers. I'll talk about what it is, what the benefits are, and how to use it. What's up everybody, Alvaro here from Alvaro Barrios Digital, and Google Tag Manager is an often underutilized tool. So I want to kind of bring some awareness to it so that you can implement it into your business and streamline your processes. So first and foremost, let's just talk about what Google Tag Manager is. And honestly, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a system that manages your tags. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, why do I need a system to manage my tags? I run Facebook ads and it's just a pixel and it's pretty easy and straightforward. And to be honest, you're probably right. At the very beginning of your business, when all you're doing is advertising on one platform, you actually probably don't need a system like Google Tag Manager. But as your business grows and as your requirements grow and you start advertising on Facebook and then Google and then LinkedIn ads and maybe even TikTok ads, and you have all these other pieces of software that you're also integrating onto your website, such as a Hotjar code so that you can track what people are doing on your pages, well, then all of a sudden it actually becomes very cumbersome because you have 10, 12, 11 tags that you're managing across different marketing platforms. And if you want to make any changes or updates to one of them, then you have to go to each of the individual websites and grab the code and this, that, and the other. And it just gets very messy. So as you grow though, everything can be managed in one single hub. Then that makes your life easier. And that's what Google Tag Manager is. It is the hub where you can manage all of your marketing tags across one platform. And it doesn't matter if you have, 3 different websites and 2 different subdomains that you're using all these tags across. You can still keep on using the same Google Tag Manager interface. So it just makes the process a lot easier for you. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to set up the Google Tag Manager code onto your web page and then how to set up certain events. Now, one thing I do want to emphasize here is that I'm strictly focusing today's video on how Google Tag Manager applies to marketers. There are a ton of things that you can use Google Tag Manager for, particularly on the data analysis side, that is well beyond the scope of today's video. So I will be keeping it at a marketer's level. There's like I said, there's very advanced stuff you can do inside of here, but I'll just apply it so that it makes the most sense for the most businesses watching this video. All right, so once you have created and set up your Google Tag Manager account, it is then necessary for you to go ahead and install your tag. So in order to find your tag, you're gonna go to your GTM code here that you see kind of in the upper right. You click on that and then here are your codes. There's actually a 2-part code system, which is different from most other tags out there, but we go ahead and copy that one. As you can see here, this one goes in the head of your website. So I'm gonna come over here and then I'm gonna go to settings and then here, head tracking code. That's where I can go ahead and put it. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste that right there. And then I'm gonna come over here to the body tag. I'm gonna copy that and put it into the body section. Now, one thing to note is that my web page system here is very simple and straightforward, where there's a clear headed section and a clear body section. Obviously, depending on what type of web platform you're using, it's going to be different from what you're seeing on my screen right now, but the general process is the same. All right, so then I'm gonna go ahead and click save. Excellent. So then I want to make sure that this is firing. So I'm going to grab that URL. I'm going to head on over to Google right here, open up a new Chrome browser. And then I'm going to use the Google Tag Assistant Legacy tool just to make sure that this is firing correctly. I'm going to enable screen recording, hit refresh. And perfect, I can see that my Google Tag Manager is firing right there. All right, so now that I know that my Google Tag Manager is firing properly, I now need to set it up so that I can have tags firing through it. In this video, I'm only gonna focus on how to do this with the Facebook Pixel, but like I said, you can do this whole process with the Google tags, LinkedIn tags, literally any marketing tag that you can think of. You can kind of repeat this process right here. Yes, there's gonna be some small differences and nuances between the various tags, but the overall process is the same. All right, so the first thing that I actually want to do is I want to set up some triggers. Triggers are the events that tell Google Tag Manager where and when to fire your various marketing tags. So the first thing you want to create is an all pages tag, or trigger, I should say, simply because your pixel should be on all of your pages. So I'm going to go ahead and click right here. I'm going to title this PV, that just stands for page views. And then I'm going to title this all pages. And then I'm actually going to personally put this in parentheses test. That's because I actually already have this tag right here. So it's just a reminder for me to actually remove remove this later on, but obviously in your case, it won't be necessary for you to add something like that. So then I'm gonna go to tag configuration, and then I'm gonna head on over here to the pre-selected trigger types that you can call them. I'm gonna click on page view, and then I want to, by default, keep it on all page views. We will be using the some page views a little bit later in this video, but for now, this is for your base Facebook pixel, which you want firing on all of your pages where Google Tag Manager is installed. So then I'm gonna go ahead and click on save right there. All right, so with that step out of the way, now we also want it to get very specific, because yes, cool, we have the Facebook pixel firing on all pages through Google Tag Manager, as long as Google Tag Manager is set up properly on all of our web pages. But now we also want to configure it for certain events, right? Some conversions, whether that's a lead event or some kind of purchase. We want Google Tag Manager to know what pages define those conversions. That way it can fire the appropriate conversion event for our Facebook campaign. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and click on new, and I'm gonna say PV, and then this is going to be webinar opt-in, and I'm gonna label this test, but that's just for my own purposes. You do not need to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and click OK right there, and then I'm gonna go back to page views, but this time I'm going to say some page views right here, and then from this drop-down menu right here, I'm gonna click on page URL contains, and now I need to go grab that URL. So I want to grab the thank you page URL for my webinar. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that, paste it right there, and actually I truly only need this part right here. Everything else can go away because I'm using the contains. I'm not using equals or anything like that. So as long as it contains this string right here, I know that that is someone opting into my webinar by reaching the thank you page. All right, real quick before we move on to the next step, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button that you see right here. It really helps support this channel and get these videos out there to other marketers. So I appreciate your support. All right, so now we have created our triggers, the all page views, and then the specific page view for when someone opts into my webinar. Now I want to actually fire my Facebook pixel because we actually haven't done that part. So let's go ahead and look at the screen and get this done. All right, so in order to get the Facebook pixel to actually fire, we're gonna go over here to tags. And again, so when you think of tags, that's all marketing tags, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, it doesn't matter. Any marketing tag you can think of, you can come over here and do that. So I'm gonna click on new right here, and I'm gonna title this one FB pixel base pixel. So I'm just telling it this is the base pixel that needs to go on each and every single page. So then I'm going to go over to tag configuration, and then you want to look inside of the gallery. You want to do a little bit of a Google search. It's already appearing for me, but it will not appear automatically for you. But you want to do a search for Facebook pixel and look for the one created by Facebook Archive. That is the one that I like to use, and I think is the easiest out of all the Facebook integrations that exist. If you're doing something like Google Analytics or Google Ads, you can see that they already have their own automated integrations for that, which makes sense because it's a Google platform and these are also Google platforms. And so if you're doing it for one of these, it's actually very easy. You just follow the prompts and it's extremely easy to follow. But here for Facebook, again, once you do the search inside of the gallery, you find Facebook Pixel by Facebook Archive. You go ahead and click on that. You have to paste your Facebook Pixel ID right there. So I have this already available in a different screen. So go ahead and paste it in right there. Page view, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. I have GDPR enabled. And then I want triggering, right? So again, this is my base pixel. I want it to be on all page views. So I have my all page views that I created right here earlier. Perfect. Then I'm gonna go ahead and click save. And then I want to make sure that my lead event is firing for that webinar funnel. So we're gonna go back here, click on new, pixel, lead event, webinar test. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to come right over here, tag configuration once again, Facebook pixel. I'm going to paste in my ID once again. And then here, I don't want it to be the page view because I already have that going. I want it to be the lead event because this is for a webinar funnel. So I'm going to go ahead and select lead right here. You can see all of the other Facebook standard conversion events that you can choose from right here. So whether it's a purchase, add to cart, doesn't matter. You can choose all of them right here, but this is specifically a lead event right there. And then triggering, I only want this firing on the webinar opt-in thank you page right there, as you can see, and then go ahead and click on save. Excellent. So now I can go ahead and publish all of these. I can go ahead and click submit. Give this a descriptive name. That way, when you go back to your change history, you can kind of see what changes you've been making through Google Tag Manager. So here I'm going to just type in FB pixel events for webinar funnel. Go ahead and click and publish. All right, so now that we have created our triggers, we have applied our Facebook tag through the tags feature inside of Google Tag Manager, the last step is just to make sure that everything is firing correctly inside the funnel. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so let's go ahead and test the pages. Grab the URL right here. Wait for it to load, check the pixel. Beautiful, everything's firing correctly right there. And then we're gonna check the final step right here as well. We need the page view and the lead event. Click on the pixel helper and boom, they are both firing correctly. All right, and there you have it. That is how you use and apply Google Tag Manager for marketers. So hopefully you found this video useful. And like I said, you may not need this right now, but it's good to get started with it because again, as your business grows, you'll already have the foundation of Google Tag Manager set up in your business. So when you start adding all those other new marketing tags as your business blows up, it'll be very easy and seamless for you. You're gonna have a little bit of practice already going into it, and so you'll be all set. But of course, as always, if you have any questions about this topic that I covered today, just let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.